It's a sobering thing when you realize the hypocrite within. I have been struggling for a couple of weeks to make a video that I tentatively was planning to title The Walled Garden of Faith. It was going to be my attempt at providing a definition of faith, and I faltered at it repeatedly. And I think I see why now, because prior to today, I was within just such a walled garden myself. And, I feel awkward. I feel like I've just blinking, standing out, stepping out into the light from my own walled sanctuary. The funny thing was I didn't realize what the heck it was. That it was exactly that, a sanctuary away from the thorns and the prickles. So let me briefly summarize what I mean by the walled sanctuary, the walled garden of faith. I had an idea of how I was going to do this video, and clearly it's not going to happen that way. What I mean by that is there's a forest in the mountains here near Mount Fuji that is a protected forest. The people that manage that forest do it for the sake of children. And in the spring they go through and they remove all of the prickles, spines, bites, anything that could be dangerous to children from that forest. They take away the suzumebachi. They find the nests, weed them out, remove them. They take away the big giant spiders. They remove the centipedes from under the logs where the children will play, and they take away all the thorns and the thistle plants. And so there's nothing to poke the kids, cut them, bite them, or sting them. If you it's a several acre compound, and if you extend outside that area of that compound, you'll basically enter the true wilderness, the type of place where I like to spend my time. And that's the area where you'll get cut, bruised, scratched, and bitten for every quarter kilometer that you advance into the woods. I've often said that I measure my the intensity of my experiences in the wild by the amount of bruises and cuts that I have, and I'm starting to realize now just what I meant by that, why that was the case. So the analogy I had planned to make when in the video that I was planning was to say that when we as humans take on the condition of faith, which is basically the belief in absence or in spite of evidence, when we do so, we're basically operating, living, and experiencing life within such a walled garden, just like that one I described, where we have basically tailored an area where we have removed anything that might cause us discomfort or uncertainty in our belief system. By making a leap of faith, we are leaping away from the arguments to the contrary by dismissing them essentially outright through our certainty and our insistence. May help to explain why those with faith are typically so insistent on their beliefs, because their insistence and the immediacy, the intensity of their belief allows them to stay distant from any reality that might cause them to suffer reconsideration. And I was going to make the argument that there are others, basically, who live outside that wall, and I'm still struggling to find a good word to describe them. They may be called skeptics. That's a word that might be used. I simply refer to them as outsiders. Those that are within the wall are the insiders, and those who are outside the wall are the outsiders. What I'm starting to realize now is that all of us are insiders to a greater or lesser degree. It really is almost impossible to be truly outside. That would be the realm that another theme that I like, the unique thought. That would be the place really where the unique thought can actually be encountered. Now that I realize that I indeed have been an insider, and I will always be an insider. Here's what I mean by that. I have been an insider to the point heretofore on this channel. There's not a single video I have made up until this month. There's not a single video that wasn't a distinctly tuned and tailored effort on my part to present ideas in such a way as to maintain my comfort level. I don't like controversy. I don't like people not liking me. I don't like receiving emails from people who tell me I'm flat out wrong or ridiculous or downright stupid. Or I don't like making people feel uncomfortable. I'm making people uneasy with what they're thinking. And I realize now that I've been thinking that I've been trying to make videos that talk about the world and the universe on this channel, but up until now, all I've been doing is making videos that share a glimpse of the walled garden that I've been living in, which is basically the one of avoiding controversy. Now, I know that I will never be able to withdraw or escape from any wall of some sort. Being in a walled garden is part of the condition of being a human being, I believe. But I am going to, I promise now, I am going to make an effort to withdraw, to remove myself, to push away from, to push through the brambles and get outside the walled garden that I'm in, if only to expand its confines and to sortie into the wilds once in a while before my discomfort causes me to retreat back to where I am. And the theme that I'm going to adopt in doing so is precisely what I've described here. Basically, being an insider or an outsider, existing and comfortably and happily within a walled garden of faith, whatever that faith may be, whether it's a faith in religion, or faith in a comfort level, a faith in being able to think and operate in a certain way, so that you avoid the things that prickle you. It's basically that. It's avoid being prickled, bitten, bit or stung by the universe. And when we are inquiring of life and have our faculties fully resolved towards the frontiers, we are going to be nailed that way. My father used to tell me all the time, he said, you're not learning. He specifically referred to this to learning how to ride a dirt bike. He said, if you're not falling down, you're not learning. He used to tell me, if you're not bleeding, if you're not getting cut, you're not improving, you're not expanding. He was talking about physical sports at that time. And the same is true of mental endeavors as well. If we're not being bruised, beaten, banged up, challenged, periodically rewarded and gratified as well, it's a double-edged thing. You'll find mountain strawberries out there in the wilderness, just as you'll find thorns and berries. If you're not pushing yourself into those realms, then you're basically I'm going to say you've resigned. You have done what Thoreau has said in his wonderful quote. I'm going to just say it here as if I can remember. Hopefully I can remember it. He said, Thoreau said, the mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation. What is called resignation is confirmed desperation. From the desperate city, they go to the desperate countryside, and must content themselves with the bravery of minks and muskrats. Wow, he hit it right on the nose. The wild things are forced, not by their choice, but by their nature. They are forced to live on that edge and that brink. And so, too, will I now, at 47 years of age. I'm through being a coward. And although it's that resolve, will probably be beaten back once in a while. I'll probably fall back, and I'm through hiding behind my determination not to upset others or to cause others to be mad at me or angry at me. So I will be going away to America now, and I'm going to be thinking while I'm there what that's going to mean. How am I going to, when I return, how am I going to use this channel to truly get outside the border of my walled garden? And mine will be less of a quest of persuading others to do the same, and more of. So let me repeat that. My quest will not be to ask you guys to do that. That is your own. That is your own burden. That is your own decision. But it will be one of exercising my efforts to do that. And it may mean in the process that I become more controversial and more inaccurate, more in error, because I will have to make errors. When I'm out there in the wild parts, I will have to fall down. I will make mistakes. I'll go up the wrong canyon once in a while, and people will beat me back. Nature will beat me back. The world will beat me back. The universe will guide me, as it does when I'm hiking in the woods. It will guide me towards the route that will provide access to those darker, farther, more mysterious, and wonderful in the end reaches. Signing off now then, from outside my own walled garden of faith. Hopefully I'll be able to linger here long and travel far. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.